Diving deep into the juiciest tales, reality, fame, and all the wild details. With Dani on the mic.
Welcome to the dawn of the digital gossip, where Hollywood's secret left tabloids behind and found a new home, the internet. Picture it. It's the early 2000s, and suddenly anyone with a computer and a thirst for scandal could access celebrity gossip at just one click of a button.
Why are we so confident? Well, I think gossip speaks for itself. Listen up. Oh, and by the way, welcome to the Gossip Show.
Well, Madonna walks toward a church, and priests prepare themselves for the confession of a lifetime. And recently, when Madonna and Carlos walked toward St. Jude's Church in Miami, priests were preparing themselves for the event of the year. Unfortunately, it wasn't a confession. Too bad. It was actually the fact that maybe, just maybe, Madonna and Carlos might want to baptize little pretty Lourdes at this particular church. Nobody from Madonna's camp is talking, which is the usual thing, and that leaves us just to speculate, which is kind of what Carlos Leon does whenever someone says, hey, you guys ever going to get married? So he doesn't know either. Anyhow, listen, one of these days, if you walk by a tavern and you happen to see Lyle Lovett and Dermot Mulrooney and Ethan Hawke and Liam Neeson and Daniel Day-Lewis all drowning in their sorrows over their respective breakups with Julia Roberts, do me a favor, pull out a chair for Patrick Minocchia, her latest boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend. Yes, that's right. Julia Roberts, guys, is on the block once again. Comb your hair, brush your teeth. She's free. The luscious Julia apparently broke up with Patrick over the Christmas holidays. The way I hear it, it went down like this. Julia and Patrick invited about 15 of their closest friends to Julia's ranch in New Mexico, and then they got to talking. Apparently, she wanted Patrick to go about to L.A. with her to finish up Conspiracy Theory, her latest flick, and Patrick said, I can't, I got to work, I have people in the city, I got to train, and Julia apparently said, if you can't be there with me, you're going to be nowhere without me. So Patrick said, I can't go, which I got to respect his feelings for that, but I also have to wonder, the hell is wrong with this guy? That's all for now. I'm AJ Benza.
And this was the rise of the anonymous internet era, where bloggers turned gossip into all-day, everyday obsession. And the stars, they had no idea what was coming. Today, we are diving into the key players who turned online gossip into an industry with names like Ted Casablanca, Lany Gossip, Perez Hilton, and yes, a bit of the ever-elusive Enty. Together, these pioneers transformed the gossip world, bringing it into our daily scroll and our social media feeds. Buckle up, because this era, it changed everything. First up, let's talk about a true gossip icon, one so near and dear to my heart. That is Ted Casablanca.
First up, Jake Gyllenhaal got in a tussle up in Montreal working on his new movie Source Code because some dude in a bar said he never should have left Reese Witherspoon. True? I'm scared. Totally not true, Mickey. Although Jake did get in a pretty tense situation when a local blogger approached him in a bar and essentially blamed him for Heath Ledger's death. Jake tried to get the guy out of his face, and the blogger eventually got 86th out of the place.
Bad blogger.
Ooh, geez, the fights people will pick just to get attention. Really amazing and pretty sick stuff, huh? Almost as sick as this outfit. Man, I love it. Makes me wish I was straight. Ow. Well,
if you were a fan of blind items in the early 2000s, Ted Casablanca's column, The Awful Truth, was basically required reading, and you can find it on E! I would every day after school, wherever I could access the internet, while I was working, wherever I was, I had to constantly refresh to see if new publications were posted. So he was fantastic, and Casablanca had already built a name for himself in a traditional media with his clever coded blind and his sharp sense of humor. But he transitioned his column online through E! Online. He became a digital trailblazer.
Almost. Next up, Dancing with the Stars' Kate Goslin, a gal who's known to bitch fight her way to the top, has already established herself as top diva on Dancing with the Stars. Ooh. True? Nope. Sorry to disappoint all you Cater haters out there. According to sources working directly on the show, Pam Anderson is being a total you-know-what with outrageous lighting and personal demands. making Kate look like a friggin' wimp. Or John, same difference, right? Clearly, Pammy, hot as she was on the first show, was just upset she didn't have her dancing wardrobe designed by Trashy Lingerie's talented, sexy weavers. Anderson, who's known for strutting those knockers for all they're worth, surely was out to lunch on this one.
Casablanca's Awful Truth column gave us some of the earliest internet-friendly blinds packed with wit, mystery, and a touch of sash, which was a Ted staple and a signature of his. He was the one who took a classic blind item format of a certain handsome actor with a secret and made it feel fresh, modern, and accessible to a whole new generation of gossip lovers. Fans would log on daily to catch the latest blinds and head to the comment section to debate who he could be talking about. Casablanca turned their blinds into a guessing game, letting readers play detective from their laptops and later their smartphones. He had a special way of engaging with his audience, giving just enough hints to make people feel like insiders while keeping that touch of mystery. Ted's blinds were juicy, yes, but they had a bit of class, wink, and a nod, a whole lot of style, and that is what made The Awful Truth a must-read for anyone obsessed with Hollywood's secrets.
Top of my piss list this week is Jesse James. I mean, man, it's one thing to allegedly screw around on your wife. It's another to screw her all over again by overshadowing Bullock's big Oscar win and humiliating her so much she had to cancel Blindside premieres around the world. Is that you, Bombshell McGee? Personally, I wish Sandy had gone to those red carpets to do the one thing that would really stick it to James, not mention his name once. Lastly, John Mayer is shocking, and I do mean shocking the world by cleaning up his act while on tour and has totally avoided getting overly bombed or laid. True? Yep, that's what those who hang with the notorious womanizer tell me, that the guy who lives to trash Jessica Simpson and use up and discard women like Jennifer Aniston is now all business. Yeah, right. Living the clean life, while he gets back to what first made him famous, his music. Remember that? It ain't gonna last. All it's gonna take is one chick delivering John's room service tray in an outfit like this. Man. Hey, didn't Jennifer Aniston get her sexy French maid's outfit from Trashy Lingerie? Yeah, so John's gonna be back to his skanky twittering ways in seconds.
Oh, here I am again. People want to know my name again. All right.
So that's it for this week from Trashy Lingerie, where Angelina shops. So that's how she keeps breath. So we'll see you next week, and we'll have more Scandalous Dish for you. See you then. Hey, where are you taking me?
Now let's head north to the border to Canada and talk about Lany Gossip, aka Elaine Liu. Lany burst onto the scenes in the early 2000s, bringing a unique, sharp perspective to celebrity gossip.
My blog is really the Friday night after work martini conversation about Ben Affleck or Brad Pitt or whoever, just online.
I don't think it's just a Friday night martini. My wife tells me all the time, there's the morning coffee happening with this conversation. And we were kind of chatting off camera about the idea of what you have built with the website and obviously now with the talk show. This whole idea of building a conversation around pop culture, around gossip.
Well, I think it's hugely important. I mean, I love that we're talking today about conversations because Lany Gossip is a conversation. Every day I open my blog with Dear Gossips. It's a letter, and that introduces the day's content. And what I'm trying to do in that format, and it will never change, is Dear Gossips, here's what I'm thinking about, all my thoughts. Are we gonna fight about this? Let me know what you think. Yours in Gossip, Lany. And it is meant to convey to people that, hey, we're vibing about this together.
She wasn't just about blinds, she was about context. Lany wanted to give readers the backstory, the why behind the gossip, and that's what made her blog a hit. Her style was sassy, a little intellectual, and she wasn't afraid to call celebrities out in a way that felt personal and direct. Lany's blinds had an almost literary quality wrapped up in her signature wit and unapologetic opinions. She dropped hints like an A-minus list actress with an A-list temper is making waves on set, and then add some insight about what might be driving that behavior. Her readers didn't just get the gossip, they got Lany's take on the psychology and the dynamics behind it, giving them a whole new level of understanding.
I think it is about celebrity gossip, about pop culture, and the nature of speaking about these issues that makes gossip so relevant. What is it that makes gossip so popular?
When you're talking about the celebrity, that's just the introduction into the conversation. The celebrity is your conduit, but the conversation really is about what you believe in, what your values are, what you would have done in that situation. When you're talking about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner getting a divorce,
Lany Gossip quickly became one of the most respected gossip blogs out there. People loved that she wasn't just spilling tea, she was analyzing it. And with her background in journalism, Lany had credibility. She brought a sharp, no-nonsense vibe to her blinds, turning them into not just a mystery games, but social commentary. Next, we have Perez Hilton, the ultimate gossip bad boy, who took celebrity blinds and cranked them up to 11.
Notorious gossip columnist on the internet, and may I say, he was the first to do it. He was even known as the most hated man in Hollywood at one point. Sorry, Perez. Now he's in a new series on Netflix. I watched it. It's very fascinating as the voice of 2000s Hollywood. Welcome to DBL, Perez Hilton.
Yeah. Oh, Perez, so good to talk to you. You said like the most hated man, except everyone wanted to be in that column in some sort of aspect. So let's not get crazy here. So let's get.
Perez didn't do it subtly. He did scandal. His blog, PerezHilton.com, exploded in the early 2000s, making him one of the most notorious figures in gossip. Perez didn't just report on celebrities, he marked them up with photos, drew crude doodles, and plastered them with captions that were often harsh, sometimes hilarious, and always unforgettable. Perez blinds were loud, bold, and unapologetically messy. He didn't shy away from controversy. In fact, he thrived on it. Blinds on PerezHilton.com were all about the shock factor. He dropped something like a famous pop princess can't keep her hands off the bottle, and everyone knew he was referencing Britney Spears. Perez's approach was brash and often crossed lines.
Bloom, how would you summarize 2000s Hollywood?
Was it just they targeted celebrities?
I was not alive during the Wild Wild West, but I would compare it to the Wild Wild West because there were no rules. Everything was new when it came to the clash of celebrities and the birth of social media and websites like mine. It used to be just the celebrity magazines, but now there were so many more outlets and so many more apps and opportunities for celebrities to be seen. So I would run paparazzi photos every single day, including paparazzi photos of celebrities on vacation, which unfortunately would help these young troublemakers keep tabs on who was out of town.
But for better or worse, he shaped the entire era of internet gossip. Look right behind me. I have one of his first books. Perez understood that people loved gossip that was direct, unapologetic, and let's be honest, a little mean.
You were once referred to as the most hated man in Hollywood, and I'd love to get your take on this, Perez. Do you think your content from the 2000s would fly today in this climate?
Absolutely. Even if publicly people would say that's awful, privately they would be looking for the craziest, most salacious, most awful thing. Because a lot of us, not everyone, but it's human nature to be driving. And if you see a car wreck that's not, people seriously injured, everybody just slows down. Or, I won't mention names, but still in 2022, there are leaks of inappropriate photos of celebrities. And I don't post those anymore, but people are constantly, oh, I need to see it on Twitter. Who has the photo? Let me see the photo. So people still want that content. And even though they want that, I will not give it to them.
Why have you made the decision, Perez, that you no longer want to post those types of photos?
Yeah.
It's a long story, but I realized it was wrong. I realized I shouldn't do that.
He tapped into that raw side of celebrity culture where blinds were just subtle hints. They were outright allegations designed to stir the pot. Love him or hate him, Perez made gossip louder, faster, and impossible to ignore.
Well, it's kind of a deeper question I wanted to get to because, I don't know if we're around the same age. I'm 45, but I look back at early 2000s me, and I have a lot of regrets about what I did, how I handled things, how I spoke to people. If you could go back to then and talk to that version of you, what would you tell them? What would you tell yourself to avoid? Because it seems like I'm assuming that there's a lot of positives, but a lot of regrets in your life.
I would have told myself, you are enough. I was acting out of insecurity, and that's not an excuse. I take full accountability for my past behavior, my words and actions. I was an adult when I was doing all of these things in my late 20s. But I was getting all of this attention, and I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I did not care. I was so selfish. I thought, wow, this one thing that I'm doing is working, it's resonating. I'm being rewarded for my bad behavior. And then that made me even behave worse. I was like, well, I've got to keep this up and be even more outlandish and crazy and shocking.
A negative feedback loop.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty.
Now, let's dip our toes into the world of Enty, the elusive creator behind Crazy Days and Nights, which I have been covering in every episode thus far. While we'll save the full deep dive for Enty for another episode, no discussions of the early 2000s internet gossip scene would be complete, unfortunately, without him. Enty brought something new to the table, a sense of insider knowledge. His blinds weren't just rumors, they felt like they came from someone who knew Hollywood's darkest secrets, someone who had been behind the scenes, and the mystery of Enty's identity only added to the intrigue. Who was this person? A lawyer? An insider? Chunk from the Goonies? Robert Downey Jr.? Those have been all the speculations. No one knew for sure, but everyone wanted to find out. Crazy Days and Nights became one of the go-to sites for fans who wanted blinds with a bit of edge, a bit of grit. Enty's blinds hinted at serious scandals, not just affairs and bad behavior, but the underbelly of Hollywood. People loved the thrills of reading his blinds, piecing together clues, and trying to solve the puzzle. And with the anonymous nature of the internet, Enty could keep on posting his 11 blinds, his 11 reveals every day that were as bold as they were chilling. Crazy Days and Nights took the blinds game to a whole new level, creating a world where gossip was darker, deeper, and often much more controversial. So what made this time period of gossip in blinds so different? Anonymity. Unlike tabloids, where editors and writers had to be somewhat careful, online bloggers could hide behind the screen names, alter egos, and the veil of the internet. They could post rumors and blinds that were way riskier with a lot less accountability. The anonymous nature of the web meant that blinds could be wilder, the rumors bolder, and the gossip a little bit more dangerous. For readers, this was thrilling. Of course, you can log on to Perez Hilton, Lany Gossip, Ease Awful Truth or Crazy Days and Nights. Like, you get blinds that felt like they came straight from Hollywood's grapevine. It felt real, raw, and unfiltered, as the internet had ripped down the last barrier between the stars and their secrets. And for the first time, fans were interacting with these blinds in real time, sharing theories, connecting dots, and building a whole new community around celebrity gossip. The internet era changed celebrity blinds forever. These sites didn't just report gossip, they created viral moments. A single blind could spread across blogs, social media, and fan forums in minutes. And thanks to the internet's global reach, these blinds weren't just limited to Hollywood fans. They reached people around the world, feeding the public's insatiable hunger for celebrity secrets. Perez, Ted, Lany, and Enty weren't just bloggers. They were the new gatekeepers of Hollywood's gossip scene. Their blinds became part of the Daily Scroll, a mix of mystery and revelation that felt fresh and addictive. They made blinds faster, more interactive, and let's be real, a little bit more intense. Fans didn't just read blinds, they dissected them, analyze them, and in many cases, believe them. Me as well. I'm guilty. This era made blinds a global phenomenon, and the rest of the gossip world hasn't been the same since. There you have it, the anonymous internet era, a time where gossip went digital, blinds got bold, and everyone with a blog and an opinion became a part of the game. These pioneers, Ted Casablanca, Lany, Perez Hilton, and more, turned blinds into an internet sensation, giving fans a front row seat to Hollywood secrets like never before. And as we move into today's world of Instagram, blinds and social media sources, remember, it all started here with bloggers who dared to spill Hollywood's best kept secrets from behind a screen. And in the age of digital gossip, these blinds are still out there waiting for us to piece them together or prove them wrong. So as we dive into the internet fueled world of gossip today, remember, it all started here with these early bloggers who turned Hollywood shadows into daily reading material. They set the stage for every Instagram line, every TikTok gossip thread, and every viral whisper that makes us wonder who's behind the mask. Because of Ted, Lany, Perez, and Enty, blinds went from magazines pages to our phones, making us all a part of Hollywood's most mysterious game, uncovering the truth behind the stars. And trust me, there is a lot more where that came from. So grab your detective hat. We're just getting started on the digital side of gossip.